Well, this is Shippy the Explorer reminding that you're back in United States College Park, folks, and came back in yesterday after 24 hours of traveling. It was amazing, and we are having spring in this country. Look at the green, and the leaves are coming back in. And let's check the daffodils because we miss them. We miss them so much. You know, it's wow, it's cold, and it's cold. Look at the daffodils. I'm just catching the last remnant of this blooming, but it's all right. It was a wonderful trip. I got to meet so many of you, and I'm telling you, it was an exciting trip, and just to meet so many people. I'm telling you, here, wonderful people in both countries, country and town. And so we Shippy the Explorer is back in the neck of woods, and so look at it. Let's put this here for now, or just carry it around and dump it. Come back and find all these limbs on the grass, so we have to just clean up. Anyway, that's how life is. Come back to work, play is over, so it's time to work. Look at the garden, man. They must have had a rough, windy day here. Look at it, limbs are all over. Let me just back to the work, folks. But what can I do? It's life. You have fun and you work here or there. You come back into the reality of things. And if we didn't have work, we would be in trouble. So here we are, back to my pile of woods, and that's where it stays and decompose, or I burn it in my fireplace. I have fireplace too, folks. Look at that. Not you're the only one who have fireplace in Africa. I have my own fireplace, and I'm telling you, I'll burn my wood sometime. Put my pot on top of the grill, right there. Look at it. See? Take that off, and I put my pot on top of the grill, and I roast the chicken, and I cook. Because you have to be prepared in this world for any emergency. Any emergency, you have to be prepared. So here we are. See if the young lady is out of the house. Still not out of the house. Let's see if we can clean up a little bit more. There are another 2 limbs that fell here. Look at that. Work. That's what happened to us in this country, folks. So many trees, when they tend to dry, certain limbs, and when they break during the heavy wind, we have wind that comes through and clean these trees off, and so it makes the dead limbs fall. So you just have to pick them up and throw them into the bushes, the pile of decomposed wood. There you go. There you go. One more piece. Well, I'm surprised I'm not sleepy. Must be just excited about coming back here and getting things done. Excited about coming back safely into this country. And so our work continues. Look in the garden and you know that you're back in Maryland. As the blooms are on. So stay tuned, guys, for more daffodils and flowers and things around. Where's mommy out? We're running late now, man. Okay. It's cold out here, out sleep. Alright. Stay tuned for more excitement from the United States. College Park, at least. Uh-oh.
What? What?
Oh, this one working. Well, I'm just showing off my neighborhood folks that show that my neighborhood is green as grass. Look at it. Lawn is immaculate. Flowers are coming up. Spring is here in the air. Spring is here in the air. Excitement, folks. Purple flowers, yellow flowers, green tree. I'm telling you. And traffic. Back to our traffic. Remember to drive on the right. It's the metro line, and we understand that they tested the metro line 25 miles an hour. Look at that. Back to the excitement of having train run in your neighborhood. Look at our library, folks. Look at it. Just to set an example, one day we'll get to library just like this. Look at it. Look at it. Flowers. Look how beautiful it is. My golly. Spring is a wonderful place in the temperate region. We are going to church and we're just going to video. Take it down. Oh my gosh, and move it out. Oh my golly. And they're gonna build houses here, say. There we go. This is the church's property, and even the dog as well as bluebirds. Cherry blossoms are gone. It's too late for that. But spring is on. Oh Lord. Let's drag no more. Red buds are blooming. Alright. You don't want to jump out?
Yeah, no. Walk up again. Walk.
We're a visitor today. Okay. I see them walking the road.
Oh, it's good to see you back.
Glad to see me. Good to see you back. Good to see you back. Here we go, folks. That's the flowering apple. I'm just showing you some spring, the activities during spring in this country, and just to keep you abreast of what's happening. So, well, remind you that we're back in the United States. Look at this. This bloomed for the first time. Wow. Look at that. It bloomed. Let's get a picture of it. Wow. Well, this is Monday, Thursday service, folks. I was supposed to participate, but traveling caused me to be away. So Monday, Thursday is the Thursday. We're talking the Monday, Thursday is the Thursday before. The night when Good Friday, when Christ was really, it wasn't crucified. Monday, Thursday, he was imprisoned. And
Kill him on Friday.
yeah,
That's what I said.
yeah.
He was
So
crucified.
this is the night it was tested. So that's where we put out the Lalabella tape. Tomorrow we'll release the one that talks about hell. So there we are. The elders are ready and ready to go. Hello there, this is Shippy the Explorer. Welcome to the station. Well, I've been getting so much comments from you guys and so well wishers. I'm back in Maryland. Look at it. The sunshine is out and it is the second day. Yesterday was kind of a sleepy and droopy, and today, this morning, it was cool and collective. And now this afternoon it's bright and sunny. And so Mr. Kingston is out here with me. We're back with this young man. And welcome to this station, and I trust that you are all right. And I'm so happy that I made the trip to parts of the world that you really accepted me and treated me like a king. I'm telling you. It was, you guys are wonderful. Thanks for subscribing and sharing and
Look, a squirrel.
look at the squirrel. Look at the squirrel. Squirrel. We're back in America where there are all sorts of animals just lingering. You think Masamara is the only place that has animals, but you have more. You really have more than us. Here we have just the squirrel and the raccoon and the fox and the groundhog and the deers and the birds and the squirrels. Well, they damage things too. Anyway, we are in the middle of spring and I miss my cherry blossoms, but you can see the trees are drooping and so I feel much better after 2 days of being back and feel alive and well. And we are back in Maryland just to try to show you that it's okay, this part of the world, and I want to just show you around. Well, they have some of that from yesterday, but today we are back to normal. This is 2 something in the afternoon, and I'm sure you're about 6 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 o'clock in the night, and some of you are ready to go to bed, and well, you may want to go to bed. I know you guys have done look after the cows and the goats and the horses, and those of you, my friends in Ethiopia, hello, and you too are well, maybe viewing this tape. Well, since morning I've been having problem with copyright problems, and I'm waiting for my son to come over and maybe see if we can solve that problem. Don't understand it. I'm tempted to call the experts, but I don't want to really bother you at this moment. Let me try a little bit more, and then we'll take it from there. Well, look at the some of the blooms of spring in this country, and you can see where this is a plum tree, and ever so often it blooms like crazy, but it doesn't want to hold on. Every year or so it holds on maybe 3 or 4 plums out of the thousands of blossoms. And that, you can say, this is the Persevia, and it tells you that spring is in the air in America. And you can hear the birds and the dogwood. Here we are. This is called the dogwood tree, and I'm just using the opportunity to walk around. Look at this frog. Look at you. Look at you. I'm telling you, quiet as a mouse. Look at you right there. Yes, it's a dogwood tree, and it's blooming too. So spring is in the air in America, folks. And I just want to take the opportunity and say thanks for all your support. You guys are so great. You treated me like a king, whether in Addis Ababa or Sashamani or Oxum, and then in the hills of Ethiopia, and then I came on to Kenya, and from Nairobi to Masai Mara to Lake Victoria, all over, man, to Kisumu, to Neboanse especially. And so say thanks for all your support, your sharing, your subscribing, and your support for all the people who are struggling in this field. Thanks. You are great, and I don't know, words can't even describe your kindness. So I'm back in this country. Here we are, picking up sticks, back in America, picking up sticks. Well, sooner or later this lawn will be greener and fuller, and so that's what it's all about. Trees and trees and trees in this country, and so we want to live in the forest, and so it's amazing that we grow these massive trees around. Oh, get the full chance to really tour this place and look at the blooms of my plum tree, Persevia, Persimmon, and just go in the back to see what's going on. Well, you see some magnolia that is blooming, and it's all signs of spring, folks. All signs of spring. And so even in our body we gear towards this season. The hard winter is over, and we are getting ready for the blooms and the blossoms and the fruits. And look at it, strawberries are all here ready to bloom. Well, I think I see where you are. I think I don't even see. Yeah, here we are. Strawberry is blooming, folks. Look at it already. Strawberry blossoms. Look at that. So, good sign. We just have to take care of these things, and we are the better for it. While I was away, I think my neighbor cut a tree down, and you can see where she stocked it on her property. That can come in handy. Will certainly come in handy for. Look at this. This bed was full of strawberries some years ago, and now it is overshadowed by mess. It's by weeds, and I think I'm gonna go in there right now and pull up those weeds, because if you don't do that, then the seeds of these blooms will cause trouble. Here we go. Look at me bending down, folks. I'm bending down because I came to the country and walked around like crazy, and I'm better. I feel I'm lighter. I try to keep up with you young guys and girls in the countryside, and look at me in my own garden. I'm able to weed. It's not you alone in the countryside that's doing corn. I have my garden here, and this is strawberry that I'm trying to save. It's trying to make look better. I'm just gonna use my hands and weed them out, and hopefully I don't care. This, you know that there are enzymes in the garden, folks, and it causes problem with, especially with guys like me, but I just feel like just doing this right now. I'm not gonna wait until even I go get my gloves. Let's do this and see what happens. Look at that. Look at that. Not dandelion, but yeah. These are edible at this time of the year, and edible, yes, can be eaten as a vegetable, but I'm clearing the few little strawberries I have left. And what's gonna happen, I'm gonna probably see if I can save them, because what happened, I used pressure treated lumber, and it seemed like the poison in the wood is spreading to the garden, and that was a mistake, and so it's killing the strawberries. I could have gotten 20 pounds, used to get 20 pounds of strawberry from this field, folks, and now look at it. It's dying. It's dying. Struggling. I see you planting corn, and the women are in the cornfield or the maize field, and you're doing such a wonderful job. So I'm just showing that too. Chippy the explorer has his own little garden. He's trying to save it. Look at it. I was impressed with seeing the women in the fields, folks. And in Ethiopia, I think you had more mainly men who were doing the plowing and so forth. But in Kenya, man, the women and the men were together in the field. Wife and husband, friends, boyfriend and girlfriend, kids. I didn't really see any kids. That was interesting. Didn't see any kids in the field. But I suspect in Ethiopia there were some young kids there doing some work. So cultural differences all over the world, and so it's amazing how the cultures take care of their livelihood. In America, we can't put kids in the fields. It's against the rules to put kids in the fields. So, see my grandson, I couldn't really put him in the field. I could put him in it because he's my grandson, but that's. Well, here are the dandelions, folks. These are the dandelions, and these are part of the springtime. You can eat the leaves like lettuce. Yeah, you can. But these plants I'm picking up before, if you realize, they are pods of seeds, and as soon as the seeds dry, they explode and scatter. Seed dispersal by explosion, and that's, you want to get them up as early as possible to prevent that, because they scatter themselves, and then next year, even by fall, you'll see them springing up. And this one is a creeper, and I'm not too sure if it has any medicine plant. When I was in Neboanse, it was wonderful to see how so much Mara was able to identify all those organic medicinal plants for our friends. And here we are. We don't know the things that we have in this country. So here we are. Well, I know dandelion. Here we go, dandelion. But I'm not gonna eat it now. I'm just gonna reap it and throw it to the side. I'll get this up. Well, one of these days I'll go out to the farm and I'll show you how our farms are extensive in this country. I'll show you that Americans don't joke when it comes to wheat. You plant an acre or two by hand, and we plant 100 acres or two by machine. And it's remarkable to see how the maize or the corn in this country is done. Go quick. Look at it. There you go, folks. A few strawberries that he's trying to survive. Here we go. Determined to put my hands to the soil and get this thing weeded out. I prepared this garden with mulch and compost over the years, but for some reason the strawberry is not doing well. So I have to really move them, and maybe I could put beans in here, some form of a beans legume, to change the soil content, because the legume will put back the nitrogen. Whew. It's hard work, folks. Yes. Well, one day it's cold in this country, the next day it's hot. So the temperature is just going back and forth like that. Here the plane is going off. We are in College Park, and it's the world's oldest operating airport. It's right behind those trees, right down there. And we are in historical area, folks. World's historical area. Wow. When I was in Ethiopia, so many people wanted to say, take me with you to America. Take me with you. I wish I could. Immigration policies have changed, and you know, maybe in the old days you could have probably taken somebody, go to the immigration, the embassy, and sign up some paper and get somebody here. But things have dramatically changed. So many people want to come to this country. I think it's a wonderful country, and a lot of opportunities are here. So too, I think, in parts of Africa. You have to just find the loophole in getting things. Get your feet on something that is needed, something that is really needed. And when you do that, you'll probably find that your business start out small and take your time and build up. Take your time and build up. I need a machete. I should have got my machete to show off that I too have a machete. Yes, there are opportunities in the other parts of the world. You just have to find the need, whatever is needed. That's the key. Just don't start a grocery store because you think somebody else is doing it. Find something that is really necessary, and something that you can start off with a low budget, and take your time and build up, and gradually you'll find that you'll see the opportunity. Some of the labor work, I know it's not that easy to progress and get rich and to support a family. So some of it you have to break through more than just labor and planting corn or wheat. Look at the strawberry, just about to pop. So that's why I had to clean it. Just about to pop. But I can guarantee you that Africa on the whole is on the move, and you see a lot of young people. You just need to find the glitch, find the number one thing that is needed. And whether in computer, whether in organic agriculture, whether in husbandry, whether in manufacturing, I think, whether in food, I think some of those it can be a breakthrough. Whether, like my friend is doing horse importation, but that takes money and time. He had started wait 10 years ago, and so he's able to do that now. But don't feel despondent. Don't feel despondent, because there's hope in the future of this world. There's hope for the young people. Main thing is to probably go to school and make sure you're able to read and write and get educated. And it's not everybody who is educated succeeds. Anyway, some people use common sense and really get something done and succeed. So here's my compost. It's not everybody who goes and say education is the key to everything. Sometimes it's a breakthrough with certain luck. Sometimes it's a breakthrough with certain common sense. There we go. So you have worked with me to clean my strawberry fields. I'm going to show you what it looks like in a second. Look at that. So whatever comes up now, the strawberry will be able to, the few roots will be able to bloom and bear before it's overcome by weed again. And I lock my gate. You see, I have my, because if you don't lock the gate, the animals, squirrels, the deers, the groundhogs, they come in and they take over. So you have helped me clean the garden. And so the first day I'm back, out in the yard, I am dirted my fingers to the bone, and you have helped me. So that's my observation of Africa, folks, that you have a young base, young progressive base, and they're just eager to learn and work. And so we encourage you to keep hope alive. You know, here we are. This is called a fig, a Middle Eastern fig, and it's ready to bloom once again. Yeah. So in Africa, I really applaud the young and how much you work hard, but seek the opportunity. Find something that is really needed in the society, and something that you can start off small and with a few 2,000 shillings and so forth. I'll tell you a story that I saw. We experienced it. We were driving along the road in Neboanse, and we saw two young ladies that were selling samosas, fresh samosas from their kitchen. And we wanted to have the samosas. And we bought 20 of them and they were tasting good. So we said, okay, we drove back, they walked off, and then we said, let's sell us a bucket. There are 2 buckets of samosas. And they're going to the market to sell 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. And we said, send us the bucket, and we gave them 1,000 shillings. And they did not know how many samosas they had in the bucket. Anyway, that's not the point. The young girl looked at the 1,000 shillings and said she didn't have any change. And here she is. We said, sell us the whole bucket. How much she needed? All she had to do, she refused to sell us the thing because she didn't have a change. It's a common sense. She refused to sell us the samosas. She put the bucket back on our head, gave us the money, and walked away. Now, if it was me, I would give the bucket of samosas to the customers and run up the street to the market, which was just 2 blocks away. Let the other one even hold the samosas, the other friend, and then run to the market, change the money, and get rid of maybe 50 samosas. You make 1,000, you make 800 shillings in one swap, and then you wouldn't have to be worried to sell the rest of the goods. And you only had to sell the rest of the goods. You could have gotten it. There's common sense. And young lady put the samosas on our head and gave us back the money and walk away. How can you walk away from an opportunity to sell your products? You should make all effort to sell your products. If it's even to say, give it to the people, find out who they are, and said, all right, go, and then when I come back, you come back and you give me the money some other time. Use common sense. And that was a sad story for me as Shippy the Explorer, because she gave up an opportunity to sell. Another young lady was in the market and she was selling tangerines, and she wanted, I said, how many for the tangerine? And she told me 1,000. She told me 1,000 shillings for the tangerine. She did not understand the money. So, and then I said, okay, give me 3. She gave me 3, and she charged me, I think it was 200 shillings, and I had that change. And then I was still wondering, how much is it? And then somebody told me, it's for 200, it's 4 tangerines. And she did not understand the money that she was working in. So the lesson with this is that you have to be able to have common sense, read and write and understand your currency, have the basic understanding of how to maneuver in your business, because you will be robbed, or you're robbing yourself or robbing people. Then you get people get turned off from your business. And so, because of lack of knowledge, I had doubt in what she was selling. Really had doubt in what she was selling. That was really the 2 examples of where it teaches us that you have to understand the basic in knowledge. Learn how to read and write and communicate at the best possible. Not putting down the citizens. I'm just saying what I observe. I'm just saying used because I'm seeing the potential of these countries. I saw it. I was driving along the road, and then I saw the fields of corn, and I said to a friend of mine, I said, the other opportunity for this, if somebody had money to invest in a tractor, the one tractor you could start in plowing these fields by the dozens and charge money, then you save your money and buy a second tractor, and then the tractor you could plow the fields of Neboanse and Migori and the whole place, and then you become the tractor man or woman of the area. That's an opportunity. And then I was in the Ethiopian, and then another opportunity. We were driving for miles, miles and miles, 50, 100 kilometers, and I didn't see one gas station. And I said to the guy, you know, if you every 100 miles or so, if you could find land nearby and you could bring in a little bit of gas in a drum and put a pump on it, you know you could sell a few gallons of gas every day. And at the station you could probably sell water and some snacks, and as people drive past in the countryside after 100 miles, they want something to drink. That's the business you could actually start it. And then I was up in Lalabella, and Lalabella did not have a gas station, a proper, well, there's a gas station up there, but it's only a one I saw. And I told the guy, you could also go and get a 55-gallon tank drum with a pump, and then you could buy gas and then come back into town, find a proper station and sell the gas, and then tomorrow you move again and get another fresh batch. And that's an opportunity. So I saw the potential of a plow in the field, a gas station, a food station on the road at every 50 or so miles, and with water and refreshment. And also maybe later on you'll have bathrooms and restrooms, and somebody can stop and rest and use the bathrooms and all that along the way. That is becoming gradually building yourself up as entrepreneurs. But you have to have the common sense. You have to have the common sense. But I'm not talking like there's nothing going on. I saw the high rises, I saw the skyscrapers, I saw the beautiful avenues in Addis Ababa, and the walkway, magnificent. Even in Nairobi, the skyscrapers. So some people are making the best out of life in Africa. The beautiful place. People are making money and getting rich. They are marrying and joining up, and they are making progress. The restaurants, the bars, the churches, it's moving. The country is moving. So it's just what I'm simply explorer is saying. These are additional opportunities that I'm talking about. Additional opportunities that I saw. If I was there, I would start small and grow as much as possible. Even if you started out with a gallon of gas, buy it in a gallon or 2-liter gas, bring it back, sell it to the porta, and then tomorrow you go and buy 2 liters, sell it again, and gradually build yourself up until, unless the government has restrictions on the people, which I think that needs to be explored. If you have restriction on the people and they can't progress, then that's the problem. But that's what I saw, that's what I'm saying, that's what I'm encouraging to add, and to all the progress that you're doing. It's so wonderful to see how vibrant the young people are and how wonderful they are working and they are moving. And then another thing, the kids are going to school and people are borrowing and begging money to go to school. It's a shame that sometimes especially in Kenya, they don't have a national free education system. But in between that, people are planting their maize and beans and tobaccos and all that, and selling their cows and goats, and they're sending their kids to school because they see the future of the family. And so there is progress, I should say. I don't think it's a plural thing. There is progress taking place all over the place, and I'm so elated and thankful that I experienced all of that. All of that. You know, well, the bus service needs to be improved because I had my run-ins with them. They're not going to drive me all over the place and can't say you're a tourist, you're providing the transportation from county to county, and you can't say when you move from county to county and you have this 10 stops along the way, you're not announcing. So they took me from all night and took me 2 hours away from my stop. I keep on saying it, but that's the experience. And so you have to start concertedly to announce where you are and look at your manifest and see who is coming off at the next stop, and you go from there. So opportunities are there in this world, folks. Trip the Explorer is so exciting. If I was younger, I would probably come and join you and make sure that I progress with you as much as possible in your various community. But just can only give you my opinion of what I saw and what I feel, what I felt. And so that's what Africa is all about. Up and movement. And I keep on telling everybody that, you know, in 500 years, we won't be here as our thing, but in 500 years, I guarantee if the nations of Africa join as the United States of Africa, they can be superpower in 500 years. I guarantee it, because you have the natural resources, you have the young people, you have the mountains and the valleys and the waters and all the minerals and elements that are needed in this world, the diamonds, the gold, and all that. And you have the young people who are anxious to learn. And so I think if the politics of things change, then I think we'll see there's no stopping Africa, the United States of Africa, folks. Shippy the Explorer is promoting that right now. That's what I see. That's what I feel. That's the goal I think we should set for the future of that massive land. You know, it's a hell of a country, a continent. It took me all day to fly from Addis Ababa to Lomé. All day to go across the continent of Africa. Can you believe that's how massive it is? Not 4 hours, not 6 hours, more than that. Close to 8 hours it takes to go across that continent. So that's how big that place is. And so that's how rich that country is. They're rich with human resources, natural resources, oil and diamond and gold and other minerals, and the land is rich and dark and all it. You don't even need fertilizer, but you do use some fertilizer. I saw that. And so it's amazing how your feels. Even with the hand and the number 2 hole, man, you are progressing. The fields in Nebohanse and all that Miguru region, it's that valley, it's one of the most beautiful things I've seen. Up in Ethiopia, it's a little bit dry, but people are still plowing with the bull. Need some machinery, folks. Even if you do, a collective neighborhood purchase, a corporate purchase, get 20, 30 people to put their money together and say, let's buy a tractor. And from the profit you get from that, the corporate production is also a way to go. Corporate production is a way to go. You put together and you have your partners, and they put together and they purchase the machinery, and you agree to share the profit. And whatever profit you make, you share. Some of it come back to you, but the rest of the profit goes back into the business, and you gradually build like that. And if you get big enough, then you can split off from partnership. But the opportunities are there in that land. I'm telling you, it's there right in our faces. Young folks, if you are listening to Shippy the Explorer, I'm not saying I'm the best of mine, but I'm telling you what I saw in that country. The progress, the opportunities that are facing the young people. Just lying there. You can just grasp it. Grasp it with all your might. And so let me stop preaching to you. This is Shippy the Explorer, just giving somewhat of a report of my trip to 2 countries and flying through another 2, and I see where I should speak out, not at you, because you're a wonderful set of people, and you're gonna be great. So Shippy the Explorer, that's my honest opinion of what I saw in the countries, few countries of Africa on a month's worth time of travel. And so I thank you for listening to me, bearing with me, and you may send comments and say that I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's my opinion, and you have your opinion. And so if you want to write, it's fine. I'll answer you and tell you what I saw, what I feel. And so, well, some people would say we need the money, we need the resources, but I'm saying start small. Do a corporate effort, and you'll find that in 5 or 10 years you will be up and up, and then you pass it on to the next generation. And so the opportunities are there facing you, but I'm saying education and common sense and cooperation among each other is there. Shippy the Explorer is saying, that's my opinion, that's what I saw. And this is a fellow human being back in home in the countryside of Maryland, just telling all and pouring out my love to you. Take care, like and share this video, and so for those of you who are subscribing, I say thanks. Tell another friend, and so pass it on that Shippy the Explorer is not just talking and presenting gossip, but real life's issue and solutions for this world, for the young people of this world, whether spiritual, economical, and socially. I so offer my thoughts and my words to you. Thanks for listening, thanks for sharing, thanks for understanding. And if you don't like it and want to make comments, write me back, and I'll sure to write it back. I talk to you later, and I say I hope to see my friends or hear from you some other time. But keep hope alive and do your thing, because I see the great potentials in Africa. Bye for now. Take care of yourself and others.